Hello, Gemini. I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com, and this is a special bonus read for you. It's a biggest block reading. And so biggest blocks or blocks, they are our resistances. So if you're not experiencing the life that you really want to experience, you haven't got that relationship or the success or the money that you want, whatever it is that you want in life, if you're not experiencing it, then you've got a block to it. And so this reading is going to go into what your biggest block is, the biggest one, the one that's holding you back from most of the stuff that you want in life, where it came from, how it originated, who taught it to you, what kind of experience that you had that caused that block within you, and then most importantly, how to release it. And so this is a general read for you, Gemini. And so it's not going to resonate with everybody, of course. But those of you who do resonate with it, I'm going to do a deeper dive read just after this. So that's a written reading, a 3-page reading that goes with this, going into depth into it. Some of them have actually gone into why you chose that for your life purpose as well. And so really, really amazing information. So sometimes we actually choose these blocks to get something out of it as well, to get some kind of experience out of it, to lead us forward on our life path. So if you would like to book in for that, I'll send it to you. It's only 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars. You will see links popping up there throughout this reading to book in for that. There's also a link in the description box for this as well. And the reason that I'm doing these bonus reads, not Cancer, Gemini, is because I've got a half-price reading sale this weekend, the weekend that I'm publishing this, and it's on my biggest block reading. So that's a 3-page reading. I get it out within 24 hours of you booking it. And this weekend it's 75 Australian dollars instead of 150 Australian dollars, which is about 50 American instead of 100 American. So a great bargain to be had at the weekend of me publishing this. So if you want to book in for one of those, I'll pop a link for that up there. There's also a link in the description box below, and you can find it on my website, behealing.com, as well. You can always find all my readings and all of my information on there as well, behealing.com. So let's get down to it. Gemini, what is your biggest block? Let's see. Abundance too. Someone else got this. Leo got it as well. Maybe you got some Leo in your chart too. You might want to check out that reading. You got doubt cancels abundance, and what you resist persists. So your resistance is to abundance. So it's like you're in this cycle, this downward spiral cycle with abundance, and you don't seem to be able to get yourself out of it. That's your block. Your block is to abundance, and it's specifically to this doubt. You're resisting it because of this doubt. You're doubting it. Oh, what's behind that? I mean, we all know, we've all experienced that kind of thing, I'm sure. But yeah, how did this start? How did this, because we're not born with this, we're not born with any blocks, we're not born with any resistances. So how have you got that? Let's see. Okay. You were blamed for something in the past. So generally these things start in our childhood. But sometimes the abundance blocks don't. Now, some of them instigate not in childhood. A lot of them instigate in adult life. But I'm picking up this one, this blame thing and feeling vulnerable. It's more of a childhood thing. So it's like you were blamed for something abundance-wise. So you did something when you were a kid that wasted some money, or the adult in your life, the parent in your life. Maybe you broke something and then they decided to have an emotional reaction to that, but tell you how much money it was worth or something like that. And they put the blame on you. Or it could be in adult life, this kind of thing. Coping the blame for something, maybe something you did in a job and you cost the place some money, cost your boss some money. That's never happened to me, but I have heard of people saying that, in a job you break something or you cause some trouble and the boss says you're going to have to pay for that. I'm taking it out. I'm docking it out your wages. Like, it's okay. Like, they don't want to give you the profit when you make the profit, but if you cost them some money, they want to take that out your wages. So it could be something like that. You had something docked from your wages because of something that you did. You were blamed for it. You were blamed for a downturn in profits or for losing money in some way, and it made you feel very vulnerable. And so, yeah, it could very well be one of those experiences where you had money docked from your wage. That would make you feel vulnerable, right? Because then when you go to work, you're like, work's costing me money, not earning me money. That's scary. That's really scary, right? As I said, it's okay for you to make them profit, right? But not okay for you to make them losses. So, yeah. That is scary. So what you'll know how it resonates with you. Of course, this is a general reading. It's for a lot of people, so I can't pick out the specifics, but it's something like that that's happened. It could be in childhood, it could be in adulthood. As I said, a lot of the abundance stuff tends to be in adulthood that we learn it. We tend, this is not 100% for everybody, of course, but we tend when we're children not to think about that kind of thing at all, not to have any abundance blocks. It's rare, it's kind of rare for parents to put that on the kids, to get them involved in their finances or things like that. Adults tend to leave the kids out of that and don't put those abundance blocks onto kids. But I'm not saying that that's true in every case. I mean, you could have had parents that told you about their financial distress and put the worries onto you and stuff like that. That could have happened with you. But it could just be this simple thing. This simple thing of, an adult not even thinking about it, saying, oh, you've broken the TV, that cost this. I'm going to have to work this many shifts, or, just converting it into money for you, and it's made you feel bad, and it's made you feel vulnerable. It's made you feel vulnerable because of that blame. So you caused some problem with abundance at some point. Who hasn't, right? That's called living. We cause problems sometimes. There's no getting away from that. But it's caused you to doubt yourself. It's caused you to doubt yourself and doubt abundance too. So it's very, very much made you feel vulnerable because of that experience. Vulnerable to abundance, but vulnerable to it being taken away from you. And especially if it happened in a job, like jobs, we do that for money, right? We do it for money. And if you get into that situation where it's like, hang on a minute, I'm doing this thing, and it might not make me money, it might cost me money. That's scary. I mean, we can take that stuff on as entrepreneurs. We do. Like, that's what entrepreneurs do. We take that risk on. I can't even remember how long I was paying, and through that to do my business. But through various parts of my business, I've had to pay for it too. I've been paying out more to get people's readings to them, to get the services to them. I've been paying out more than I've been receiving back. But we take that on as a risk because you can see the long-term benefits as an entrepreneur. But if that was thrust upon you, like it was not for a long-term gain as you do it as an entrepreneur, but it was just loss, short-term loss to you. You haven't actually chosen that. You've actually chosen to be in a safer, more secure job that's meant to pay you, and yet still you took a hit from that, took a loss from that. That's going to make you feel very vulnerable. It is going to make you feel very vulnerable. And so, yeah, this doesn't surprise me that you've got this block. You've been through something like that, Gemini. So how can you release it? Let's see. Oh, yeah, okay, you made it mean more here. You've got judgment separates. Is this thought useful? So you made it mean more. You made it mean that you're a bad person, or you made it mean that you don't deserve abundance, or you made it mean that you're not valuable, or you made it mean something. You made it be a judgment about yourself rather than it just be, I broke this thing, it cost money, they docked my wage. So you made it mean something way more, and you made it mean something about you, and you've held that thought with you ever since, that you've held onto that belief. And so we're not our money. We're not our money. We continue to exist whether we've got money or not. We are not our money, and it doesn't mean anything about you whether you've got money or not. It doesn't mean a thing about you at all. We can think that, and we can judge ourselves. Like, who doesn't? I'm pretty sure that everyone has that judgment about themselves. It's the first tourist that's been back since COVID. Somebody new. It's just been me and another couple living here for so long now. It's freaky. But it's kind of good because they started putting the sun loungers out for us and starting to get treated like royalty that we are again. So, yeah, let's get back to this. Distracted by a tourist. Judgment separates. Is this thought useful? You've made it mean something about yourself. We all do, right? We all do. It's so hard to get away from that. I mean, who can feel great about themselves when they've got no money? It's very rare a person that can do that. I mean, we know it's not true. We're not our money, but who can stop judging themselves for that when they can't pay the bills or they can't pay the rent? It's so hard not to judge yourself for that, right? And so we can make money mean way too much, and it tends to be those that are most resistant to it, that have the least of it, that judge themselves more on it, and then those same people, they look at rich people and they say, oh, they're all about money. And it's not true. It's the opposite way around. The ones that have no money, that have the most resistance to it, they're all about money. They're the ones that are thinking about it more. They're the ones that are judging themselves based on it. The people with a lot of money, they're not. That's exactly what they're not doing. That's what they freed themselves from. And that's what you need to free yourself from too, in order to have that money that you want. You've got to stop making it mean so much about yourself. It means nothing, really. You exist whether you've got money or not, and you're making it mean more. It's not society that's doing that, it's you that's doing that. And as I said, it's hard too. It's hard to detach yourself from that. The way that I did it was through a self-love angle, loving myself whether I've got money or not. It's like stopping caring whether I pay my rent or not, or whether I pay that bill or not. Just stopping caring. There was an important thing that happened to me. It was when my rent was a month late because I just didn't have it. I was working, and I was working hard too. This was kind of not that long ago, within the last 12 months. I didn't have my rent, and I'm working hard. I'm working 7 days a week, and I didn't have my rent to pay, and I felt terrible about it. I felt like, as I'm hanging out here, that all the staff know, and they're all looking at me and they're all judging me. I was in a real bad state about it. And then when I eventually got it together, and it was like a month late, and I took it to the office, I'd already kind of released it within myself then, because I'd given up trying to get it anywhere near the due date. I eventually got it, went to the office, and I said, oh, here's my rent. Sorry, it's late. She was like, oh, is it late? She looked at the computer screen. Oh, no problem. And then that's when I realized, what have I been doing to myself? Imagining that everyone's judging me for it. It was just in my own mind. It was only me that was judging myself for that. And then I was like, it doesn't matter. No one cares. Like, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And that just set me free to not care about it anymore. And as soon as I stopped caring about it, that's when I could put my energy to good use instead of worrying about it. Put my energy to good use to making more money. And I can't even, and I don't even want to remember back to that time to think about what I was doing. But a lot of my time and energy must have gone into worrying instead of just working. Now I can just work, and it's great. Whippersnapper. Okay, so you've got to let go of that judgment, because you're doing it to yourself in exactly that same way. You've got to make it stop meaning so much it doesn't mean that much. Stop making yourself all about money. You probably think it's people with money that have been doing that, but it's not. I can guarantee you it's not. I hardly think about money anymore, because it's great. It's just stacking up in my bank account now, in my savings. It's all flowing beautifully. I don't have to think about it anymore. I'm not about money anymore. It's great. Connection, soften and open. So this is also asking about what you can do to release that block and get more connected, get more open, be more open to receive. Once you stop judging yourself, you will be more open to receive. I mean, that self-judgment is just so harsh, so harsh. So first of all, somebody blamed you. That first incident you had where you got that blame and it made you feel vulnerable to loss. You started judging yourself about it. You've taken on that judgment and made it mean way more, and you've got now this inner voice that's been doing the same thing as that boss or whoever it was. So let go of that. Get connected with your higher self. The universe wants you to experience abundance. It really does. And your friends do. Everyone does. No one wants you to struggle. So open up to receiving more. There you go. So if you are resonating with this, and if you want a deeper dive into it, it's going to be an abundance reading, I guess, from this point on. But I'm going to do that now, so you can book in for that. That's the biggest, a deeper dive read, and if you get that, it's just $20. I will send that to you as soon as I see your order. I'll send it to you, so you get it super, super fast. And if you like this reading, please click like and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment. What did you get out of that? How does it resonate with you? And if you really, really like it, please share it with your friends as well. Share my channel with your friends. And if you'd like to book in for one of those private biggest block readings with me, there is a link around about there to book in for that. And if you catch it on this first weekend, if you're watching this video, then you can get it half price. Bigger bonus. There you go. Thank you so much for watching, Gemini. Have an amazing weekend. I will see you next time. Bye.